in the middle of the night. She comes in my room, the door opens, and she comes in my room. She walks by my bed and she goes over to the window and she's saying, "There's somebody out in the yard." And I thought, okay. I stood up. I went over. I said, "No, Mom, nobody's in the yard. Come on, go back to bed." And I walked her to the door. When I got halfway across the room, I realized I'm out. I'm out of my body. And I looked at my hands and I started to giggle because she was out too. She walked back in her room, went back into bed.
That's
So,
wonderful.
so that
Yes.
was it. That was it. And I mean, it was just so spontaneous. And I didn't realize that I was out because it seemed so perfectly normal.
Hmm. Yeah, that's the thing that catches you by surprise. It seems normal.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, yeah. You're very welcome.
And it's funny because even your mom, Stefano's out of her body, and she's almost like she's unaware of it. And you guys are both
Yeah, completely.
you guys are both out viewing each other. And she's walking, like literally walking.
So since Mom passed, I'm seeing that I have this sleep deficit. There's a sleep deficit, and I'm really tired because my sleep was disturbed and I was, taking care of her so much. And I've been dreaming a lot and not lucid, just dreams,
Mm.
mostly of deceased people that I know. And last night I was doing protocol one. I plugged in for a couple hours. As soon as I went to bed, I was so tired, but I did it anyway.
Mm.
And in the middle of the night, I heard somebody upstairs. Now, I'm the only person in this house. I heard somebody upstairs, like walking around. I
Yeah.
became very aware. And then I heard them coming down the stairs hollering,
Mm.
and it really alarmed me.
Mm.
It shocked me. And then I realized I was out. I was out. But the fear was so intense that there was somebody in the house that I just popped back in and I sat up and everything was quiet. There was nobody here but me.
Mm.
It was a powerful voice, and my response was one of threat. But then after I sat up and I was thinking about it, I thought maybe somebody's trying to get my attention or to wake me up or to provoke fear in me just to get
Mm.
me to address it and face it. I really don't know, but that occurred to me.
Mm. I know after crossing over, the the intensity there is very strong.
Hmm.
The it's easier to make that connection. Something in that is your mom trying to come through at some level.
Hmm. Hmm.
Th-
Hmm.
there's something there. Um, because even in the fearful things,
Hmm.
like you come out and you hear something. So, sometimes it's just that a trigger. it's like a loud sound or someone yelling. It's like a trigger to get your attention.
Hmm. That's what came to me after I sat up in the dark.
Your father,
Yeah.
did it sound like him?
It was hard to decipher if it was anybody I know in particular because it was upstairs and it was muffled. It was like
Hmm.
somebody was upstairs and they were coming down, and it was very startling. And actually, since the workshop we had on the weekend, I've been, able to really settle down.
Yeah.
And typically, I can tell you what's happened to me over the past months, even while mom was still here. I, whenever I come out, I must never have sleep paralysis. And I've had to be aware of shooting for sleep paralysis. If I get out, it's like I just float out.
Hmm.
I'm just out. But I'm sticking with the beats, the binaural beats, and with my
Yeah.
commands and my intentions, and I state very clearly and I feel very deeply what it is that I want,
Yeah.
especially to know the greater version of myself and to know myself without boundaries, limitations, restrictions. I really put a lot of power into that.
This was a conversation I was having with someone the other day. I'm gonna say it to you. I was I was trying to identify why fear is present.
Mhm.
I was really trying to identify. So because I said, well, fear is the opposite of love. Because in the highest state of all things, when you're back there, there's no fear.
Right.
And so as I'm trying to identify that, I'm thinking, well, what is the mother and the father of fear? What's what there's something that manifests fear. What is it? What is the root of it? What is the root of pain, sadness, loss?
Mhm.
And the core of all fear, everything, out of body, someone attacking you, loss of someone is loss. That's it,
Mhm.
loss. Losing something.
Yeah.
So fear all stems from loss. Harming the soul, it's fear of losing yourself. Death, fear of dying or loss of yourself.
Yeah.
Someone passing away, loss that they're not there forever. A spider, loss that it may or that it may bite you, and the loss of your life. So it, it's all loss,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Mhm.
nothing is ever lost. I've I figured out, Stefano, maybe this help you too. I figured out when the biggest manifestation of the to create something is love.
Mhm.
When you have like you ever play with frequencies and you have a frequency that's the tuning, it's a correct tone, and then you play something else side by side something and sometimes it cancels it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Resonant. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
I've done it with tuning forks.
Yeah, just cancels it out.
Mhm.
Love is the highest thing to do these things, access things, etc. But then the loss, even though I know your mom just passed away, but the loss, it short circuits because
Mm,
she's not gone.
mhm.
She's on the other side, looking at you, knowing that you're not even lost to begin with. There's no loss. So it's the hmm, nothing is ever lost ever. When people fully understand that, then like everything just goes away.
Mhm.
Everything.
My experience, I mean, that's all very clear, it's all very clear. And I've touched a significant part of that. And also I experienced that this body has its own propensities.
Mm,
And it's like a tug of war between, what's the body's reactions and then coming back to myself with what's true. That's what I experience.
mm,
And it's especially at night, like if I'm coming out, it's it's such a
mm,
vulnerable spot.
mm,
I guess it's because of the unknown. It all
mm.
comes back to, like you said, a sense of loss, that there's
Loss.
something that's going to be lost, something to
And then
be
you're going
lost.
to lose.
Mhm. Mhm.
Do you feel her? Do you actually feel her by you, or have?
In the beginning, the first couple weeks, in the middle of the night, I heard her calling me, and I
Yeah.
woke up. I could have swore I heard her call me. I got up and I actually was going to go in her room to check on her, and I realized she's not here. For a couple of weeks that went on.
Yeah. That's the that's like when you leave the body, when you leave the body, the you because that the bridge there from her separation and you knowing is so strong. That's like you coming out of your body and screaming something to somebody. Hey, like that's yeah, calling is it that
Mhm.
that's not just you hearing things. That's actually a real thing.
Yeah,
That's why I told you to look out for too, to see if
yeah.
you sense her, hear her, anything.
Mhm.
Stefano, would I know that you had an experience with your mother? I'm not sure if you're still there. I know you had an experience with your mother when she was still here, where you were
Yeah,
able to see her out of the
yeah,
body as well. Do you mind sharing that for her as well?
sure.
Okay.
I My mom, who just passed over about 5 weeks ago at 97, I've been caretaking her for some years now. So I came back to her home. I moved in after my pop passed, and I've been taking care of her. And over the past, I guess, beyond 92 years old, she needed more and more help. And she would be calling me in the middle of the night, like coughing or choking or for whatever reason. So I was getting up and down during the night, at least once, sometimes two or three times. About a year ago, um, in the middle of the night, now she could barely walk, and if she does walk, it was with a walker. And she never got up out of bed in the middle of the night and walked around the house. She couldn't do that. So this one night, in the middle of the night, she comes in my room. The door opens and she comes in my room. She walks by my bed and she goes over to the window and she's saying, "There's somebody out in the yard." And I thought, okay. I stood up. I went over. I said, "No, Mom, nobody's in the yard. Come on, go back to bed." And I walked her to the door. When I got halfway across the room, I realized I'm out. I'm out of my body. And I looked at my hands and I started to giggle because she was out too. She walked back in her room, went back into bed.
That's
So,
wonderful.
so that
Yes.
was it. That was it. And I mean, it was just so spontaneous. And I didn't realize that I was out because it seemed so perfectly normal.
Hmm. Yeah, that's the thing that catches you by surprise. It seems normal.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're very welcome.
And it's funny because even your mom, Miss Stefano's out of her body and she's almost like she's unaware of it. And you guys are both
Yeah, completely.
you guys are both out viewing each other. She's walking, like literally walking.
Yeah.
It's it's
Yep.
amazing. It's amazing once you identify this, like what you can do with each other, because because even those that are sick here are no longer sick there, and yeah.
Last 3 or 4 years, she would be on the sofa napping during the day. She'd take a nap and she would call me. And very frequently, she would say to me, she's right there. You see her? She's standing right there. And I couldn't see anybody. And I would say, describe her to me, Mom. And she'd say, well, she left now. But or she'd get up in the morning and say, that lady was in my room again last night. Or that little boy dressed in a Victorian outfit was in my room again. It happened to her quite frequently.
This is the very interesting thing too, because Stefano, when someone's crossing at the point of crossing, that happens because the everything starts to break down, like that veil starts to break down
Yeah,
physically. But then
yeah,
not only that, she's it's like when you're out, it feels no different. Well, it feels different, like everything's more real. But like once you're out, like sometimes you don't even realize that you're out. And for her, she would have been physically seeing those things coming out of her body, not realizing that she's out of her body. Hence why she was out of her body, not realizing that she was out when you guys were both out. Um, so yeah, that's all of it's perfect.
I did bring that to her attention, and as it started to happen more frequently, and she started to become concerned, I reminded her again, and I remember this one particular time about a year ago. I said, Mom, I've been telling you, what's going on is that this is very real. These are beings on a finer frequency, and they're around you, and they're not going to hurt you. They're friends, and you're starting to see them because you're starting to pierce that veil. Okay, you're having like a foot in both worlds. So there's nothing to be afraid of. And she really settled into it. And about a month before she passed, she said, I'm not afraid of those people anymore. She said it was kind of strange to have people in your house that you don't know. She said, but I understand what you're saying. They're just looking at me. They don't do anything. Just look at me. And I would repeatedly say to her, why don't you talk to them? Ask them who they are. To try to interact with them. And she said, I don't know why I don't do that.
Yes, yeah,
She
yeah,
just she just watches them, but she doesn't interact with them at all.
yeah. It's the soul family coming through to take her back
Yeah,
home. That's all that was.
yeah. Wow.
Stefano, after you made that recommendation for her to interact with them, did she?
Well, she didn't. She wouldn't interact with them, and she said she didn't know why. But what she really got, which I found gratifying, is that she understood what I was saying finally, and she accepted it, and she wasn't afraid.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
So I feel like I'm back on the program, and I'm looking forward to just settling into it and putting as much time in as I can.
Are you all right though? Other
Oh, yeah. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I really am. Like I
okay.
said, I was just natural. Like the first 3, 4, 5 days
Mm,
when Pop passed 12 years ago, I still had Mom, even though I had been away from them for 30 years,
mm,
but they were still there, so to speak, and I wasn't aware of it. Then
yeah.
when Mom passed, I had this feeling of they're both gone, and it just came out of nowhere.
Mm,
And I was just really natural with it. I cycled through some weeping and sadness, and I talked to her. Stuff was coming up where I felt apologetic about some things that I said to her that maybe weren't inappropriate out of my own frustrations. And I just emptied my heart.
mm.
And I feel okay now. I feel fine.
I know with you knowing what you know, knowing how to leave the body too, you're you are going to I don't know when it is, but at some point, because remember when I told you before, it took me a year to actually make that connection with
Mhm.
my uncle. I was
Yeah.
calling, I'm like, I don't understand why I'm clearly coming out of my body and it's there. Um, and it wasn't until the fear was 100% gone. Now
Mhm.
you said in here that when you heard that knocking upstairs, ironically
Yeah.
upstairs, heavens
Yeah.
above,
Yeah. Yeah.
the knocking,
Interesting.
you see. So
Yeah. Yeah.
heavens above knocking down, but it's still like the fear was
Hmm.
still there at
Yeah.
some
Yep.
level. It's
It
it's
was.
it's it's still there. I get guaranteed when that's gone, like there's going to be an opening for you with your mother and your father.
Hmm.
It's as long as you have that call,
Hmm.
that's what opens up. It's just it,
Yeah.
that's what opens up.
And all I could do with the fear is just keep facing it. Just keep at it. Just
Well,
keep stay with
it's
it.
it it's not even well, yeah, you could face it, but like, all right, all right, you get the knock from upstairs from the heavens above, but you hear something screaming, and then it triggers fear within you. At that moment, what was the fear about? Like, this is what I was trying to tell you before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Identifying like the mother and father of fear, like, but what was it that even caused that fear in you? Do you say it
So,
like what were you fearing at that point,
yeah.
that exact
Yeah.
moment? What was it?
Fear,
If you
fear of attack, that there was somebody in the house and I was going to be attacked or I was going to be hurt. That was the reaction.
okay, of the physical body, yeah, because you thought you were,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
And when it happened, then I realized I was out.
exactly, exactly, and that's so. All right, the fear of death with the physical body attacking the physical body. Once you're out of the body, that fear of this still
Mhm.
bleeds through.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
bleeds through.
Mhm.
Just try to release yourself from even fear of whatever happens to this. Just don't care.
Mm.
because because
I see what you're saying.
you see it, because even you already know through the antibodies that you had that this thing isn't
Mhm.
even your real body.
Yeah.
It's not even your real body.
Mhm.
And some part of you and everybody else, they still have that this is still their real body, so they
Yeah.
fear the death of this. But then when
Yeah.
they're out, they're in their
Yeah.
soul that is more physical anyways.
It's such a dichotomy. That's what
Yeah.
I meant before when I said to you, it's like this body mind. This body has a mind of its own.
And
There's me, and then there's this body mind,
yeah.
and there's
But
and
when you came out that the other time and you're like, oh my God, I've done it, and like didn't you realize at that point, like try to tune back into that at that point, you're like, okay, well this is
yeah, yeah,
that was the true state of you.
yeah,
That's the
yep,
true state of you, man.
yeah.
Like this, um,
I recall those times often. I recall
yeah,
those times often, and it really does kind of reground me or bring me back and to my center of what's
mm,
true.
mm. But just I would try to. Well, it's not even trying. It's the body. The body is not the physical. It's not you. Don't be attached. Don't try to obviously protect it when you're awake. But if you're ever in the sleep
Mhm.
paralysis,
Mhm.
like you feel something, just in that moment, someone's breaking in, whatever, you're in that process. Just don't care, man. Just don't care about it, because the fear is the loss of something that you never lose anyways.
Mhm.
You never lose it. The fear is loss
Right.
of the of death, but it's not even real. It's
Mhm.
not real. So it doesn't matter. And then just past that, just through it's just going to be the open communication from there. It's
Mhm.
that's what happens. It's funny because it's like that the frequency of what I was telling you about before. It's like, all right, so then love, pure love, fear loss doesn't exist in that frequency, the pure state of it.
Right. Right.
And when a soul steps into that fully here and there, you have dominion over all kingdoms of all creation again, because that's the force that makes all things happen. And it's you're in love, but then the fear goes. It takes love from here and it distorts the frequency of it and cancels out that which you
Yeah.
are actually really wanting to do. Cancels it
Mhm.
out.
Yeah. Oh, I want to share with you. I have this other experience as well. Beside all that's going on, and in spite of this past time that I've spent with mom, and I've been interrupted and not really able to stay focused on my personal spiritual life, I get a lot of information. It just comes to me. It just comes to my mind. Understandings, very clear cognitions, especially if I'm talking to people. It just shows up. It just happens.
What were you what were you feeling just then? You were getting something just a moment ago. I could tell.
It was I was just having a whisper of when I go into the library and I listen to the things that you say or during the different workshops. It's like I know that. It's very, very clear. Very, very clear. And on some level, I already know that. And the only thing I could think of is that it probably was from me going out and in so many times spontaneously that there was just this bringing back of information. It was just happening by
Mm,
itself.
mm,
That's the only thing I could think of.
mm. And so you, nothing's ever lost and nothing's ever forgotten. Like it really
Mhm.
isn't.
Mhm.
Like you could forget it here in your mind. The knowledge
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
knowledge is the feeling. That's
yeah,
where all knowledge is. It's the feeling.
yeah,
It's the moment.
exactly.
Like I could say, and you could say like 3 or 5 words or something. And it's the frequency of what you're talking about. It's just like
Mhm.
I feel that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
that's it. It's the feeling nature.
yeah,
Because I'm not thinking about it. It just comes like, and I could feel the reality and the truth of it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the whole point with you, with me, with everything is like if you if you step into that 100% fearless, 100% that there's no loss of nothing, because there isn't.
Mhm.
The like even loss and fear, they birth the pain, the regret, the sorrow, like the whole list.
Mhm.
But you remove loss, you remove fear, there's no such thing as it. The only thing that could ever stand is love in replacement of that. That's the only thing that could really be, that's the only thing standing after that.
Yeah.
A it's just a physical thing.
Mhm.
We're here, that individual's gone, but just past the physical light spectrum that the human eye could decode, you see them.
Mhm.
And there's a difference between believing that is what it is and then knowing what it is through direct experience like you've
Right.
had.
Mhm. You know, I could
Because
just,
even if you were to die, do you have a kid?
yeah, I have a son.
Son.
Mhm.
Let's just say for a moment you cross over. Your son will feel grief, pain, loss, maybe like he's never going to find you again. But you there would look down on him and you wouldn't feel loss. All you would feel is love
Mhm.
because you step
Yeah,
back into
yeah, yeah,
your home again. And the only thing that exists
right.
in that home is love at its purest state.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so flipping that from you, mother, if
Mhm.
you just take yourself back to home,
Yeah.
she's just looking down and loving you. And you've already
Mhm.
got the knock on the door from the heavens above. You've already had it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just all this being said, I could see how there's been so many demands on me,
Hmm,
and now they stopped. Now they stopped. And all those demands has pulled me into this realm of all of these complications, and even though at night I would retreat into my own, then the next day I'd have to start all over again. And now all that is stopped and it's changing. So I'm really looking forward to just giving myself what I need. Yeah.
yeah,
Really focusing on it and keeping in mind watching this fear, monitoring this knee-jerk reaction, and coming back to what's true.
yeah. Just nothing. Nothing to fear, Stefano. If there is a thing to fear, let's just pretend that there is. Would I would have come face to face with it already by now in terms
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
it having dominion over me. But it's just not real. It's the greatest curtain that exists of the boogeyman. It's the greatest curtain. It's just not real. It's only real here. Like even if like like in the workshop you heard me say even if the most demonic Satan himself comes to you, but it's just
Mhm.
a curtain. Has no
Yeah.
power. Has
Yeah.
no power.
Yeah.
Can't touch you. Nothing can. That's the thing. We're convinced that things could touch us here. We take that because it's buried in our subconscious. But no, nothing could touch anybody. No, not one thing could ever touch your soul. Nothing. Never will, never has. It's just home. That's it. It's just home.
So what causes that fear, that residual of fear, is just identifying with the body.
Hmm.
Because when I'm out, I could experience that. It's like, yeah, this is me.
Hmm.
And then something happens like last night, and it's like, here comes this terror that there's somebody in the house, and I feel threatened.
But
It just like comes out of nowhere.
but the body's not you. It's not you.
Exactly. Oh, oh, yeah.
It's not. It's not, man. It's not. This meat suit is not.
Yeah.
It's not us. Well, like a lot of people are striving for life here. Life. Like they're trying to life. I want life. I want life.
Mhm.
Life isn't here. Life is there. This is the active process of death to get to life.
Hmm.
The moment
Yeah.
you're born into a cycle to get back to life. That's why in everybody's crossing from out of body to near death or dying permanently. Everybody's crossing, they return back to life. Love at the highest state of all creation. That's what they return back to life again. And the only way to dismantle all fear and loss is to realize what you realize as well, but that the body is not you at all. It's
Mhm.
something that's actively decaying to get back to life so that your soul could finally stand again in your true state, your true body. That never dies, that never experience any distortions, that only in its purest state is love. That's it. It's just love. And from you, me to you, mother, everybody, it's just love.
Mm.
Just love, man. This doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Doesn't matter.
Ah, thanks for the support.
Mm. Yeah. Thanks, Stefano, as well. Just for you being you.
Yeah, thank you.
Really means a lot to me because there's no in your energy, in your field. When I feel you, I honestly remember you.
Mm.
I remember you.
Yeah, that's interesting because excuse me, I also have a familiarity. I have a familiarity with you also.
Hmm.
You know what, all the
Uh,
responsibilities that come with being the executor of the will, so to speak. It's like my head is very clear. There's like hundreds of things to do.
hmm.
Clearing out the house and with a realtor and putting it up for sale and all of the paperwork and the legal details. And my mind is very clear and I'm good at it. I'm good at that stuff. So I'm not bogged down
Yeah,
with any heaviness like my sisters are. My one sister in particular, she's pretty distraught.
yeah.
So
Well,
I'm kind of
does your sister have a foundation of like you do?
no. I have two sisters. My they're both younger than me. The one just under me is totally on a different path, and I've tried, I've made myself available to her quite often through the years, and she's just not available. My youngest sister is. She's a lot like me, and
Hmm.
she's very available, and I share as much as I can with her.
Could I
So
could I ask you this? Has the at at times like this for people to help them wake up. It's not necessarily like the younger one. She has the foundation there, so it's easier for her
mm,
to
mm,
grab hold and
yeah,
pull herself up.
yeah,
But
yeah,
the older one.
yeah, she doesn't.
She hasn't come to you at all and said
No,
anything.
no.
Could I ask you to probably just go to her and just say, where do you think she's gone?
Hmm.
I think if you say that to it, because once someone loves leaves,
Hmm.
even if people ignore it, they deny it, every
Hmm.
single person that's close, it opens the door within them temporarily as
Okay.
well for
Hmm.
those questions. And if you were to ask your older sister that or try to open widen that door that's already open
Hmm.
because it just happened, you could
Yeah,
possibly get her at that point
mhm,
to fully open the door.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will step towards that again. I did in the past. I actually even sent her some out of the body interviews
Yeah.
just to kind of introduce that to her. And she never responded. And I've over periods of time I would have mentioned different things, but she was just never seemed available. But I'm going to make an effort. Going to make an effort while it's still fresh, while the loss is still fresh,
Mm.
for when we have a conversation to bring it up again. And just to mention to her, there's no such thing as death.
Yeah.
Mom is fine. Yeah, I'll do that.
Even don't say to her loss. Fear is all fear comes from loss.
Mhm.
So loss is just going to trigger fear. Just say crossing.
Crossing over.
Yeah, the crossing of her.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because the loss, it's the root of all of that,
Mhm.
all the fear stuff. It's
Mhm.
the root of it all.
Yeah.
Even though the door is temporarily open, if you say that, it may go into her subconscious of, yeah, she is lost. She's the loss of
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Reinforces that. Yeah. Got it.
yeah.
Mhm.
So Be very, very intentional with the wording that only empowers her to open the door.
Mhm.
Just be very intentional.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but it's very difficult to find people that stay stay true.
Mhm.
So, hmm, some of it's been disappointing. Some of it's just been I've always known. So that's why it's
Yeah.
been it's been just a handful of people that I'm like, You are definitely stayed in it through. That's why I thanked you. I thanked
Mhm.
you. And that's why I said before, like, I have the highest respect for you.
You
It-
know, in you saying that to me, Darius, I have to just say, give it word that it's important for me to really hear that because all of my life I've been very focused on this. And I really low crawled through hell, created things for myself, but always with the intent of one thing, and that's to remember who I am. And I was always just alone with it. There was
mm.
no manual. And hearing you say that reinforces deep down inside what I know about myself to be true.
100%, man. 100%. The hardest thing here, one of the hardest things is to stay in love in the face
Mm,
of all of this.
yeah, yeah.
People think that that's a weakness.
No, yeah,
They
no,
think that it's weak. They think that that is a submissive or giving up. That is the highest
yeah.
honor and respect here and especially there. The highest. And so from me to knowing, to being there, to see that within you, I have the highest respect and honor for you, man.
Thank you.
And because it's what every single soul on the other side honors. Every single one, all bows to it. They all honor it.
I'm honored. I'm honored, Darius. I'm honored and I'm grateful. Very grateful.
Yeah, there's nothing that you need to doubt. Not one thing.
Yeah.
Everybody that stays in that state here, it's just mm, it is the greatest reward. Full stop. It just
Yeah.
is.